Okay guys, so this is actually my Telegram group. So the actual trade that I'm gonna talk you through is actually this one here. So 1040 multi-time, long down now. It means that I've taken a long position. It's a signal to my subscribers that I've taken a trade and they'll follow. I've also set a 50 point take profit on this position. Okay, so this is the trade that I took almost 2 hours ago, and as you can see, I alerted my Telegram group. Okay, so let's just have a little look and see where we are just at the moment. So we're currently 12 points up. It is a big position size, right, for an intraday trade. It depends on the setup as to what determines my position size, but this is a very big position size for an intraday trade. I don't always take such a high position size. Okay, but why did I take this trade? Well, if you look at futures last night, there's been a significant sell-off, and then it did recover overnight, but then there was another sell-off, and it's kind of been operating in this relatively tight range for a period of time. But what we are talking about here, guys, what this video is all about, it's about trading the gap. Okay, so if you have a look at where futures was yesterday, look at that gap that has to be filled. Okay, this gap simply has to be filled. This is how the stock market operates. It's about filling gaps, and look at the size of the gap. Now, I'm actually being quite conservative, only taking 50 points, because if you look at where my take profit is, it's only to this area here. Now, I fully expect this area to be filled at some point, but you cannot get greedy. I mean, to take 50 points on a position size like this, it's a significant return. Okay, so I'm more than happy just to take the 50 points. I know for a fact that this area will be filled at some point, but I'm taking a big position size, and to take 50 points from one trade, it's going to be an incredible return, and I guarantee you that I'm going to take the 50 points. I'm very confident, and the reason that I'm so confident is because of this gap that has to be filled. So when I'm taking intraday trades, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I always say the greater the space, the greater the opportunity. The greater the space, the greater the leverage. Okay, and in this case, now I know there's a number of strategies out there about, trading the gap. I'm not familiar with them. I don't understand the concept. I'm not trying to copy anybody here. This is just my interpretation of filling a gap, i.e. trading the gap. Okay, and this is what I'm looking at. I know for a fact that this gap has to be filled at some point. Okay, it has to be filled. I guarantee you it's going to come up to this area or this area. It simply has to. But as I said, I'm more than happy just to take the 50 points. I'm already 15 points up, €350. So this is going to be an absolutely incredible return. This is my interpretation of trading the gap. Okay, I don't understand other strategies that is used out there. I've not looked at them. I don't understand them. This is just my interpretation of how I trade in terms of trading the fill. Okay, so look at this gap that has to be filled, and I will. So this is a perfect setup for me. Look at this incredible sell-off. It's been operating in this it's a relatively condensed area. My actual entry is pretty decent. There's my entry there. You can see that it's probably about 20 points away from support. So, I can afford to not be as clinical when I'm taking these intraday trades. It's not like scalp trading, right? Where when you're scalp trading, you have to be clinical. It has to be precise. But when you're swing trading or intraday trading, it doesn't have to. You don't have to have that level of kind of clinical entry. Okay, so 18 points up, already €400. So I'm going to hold this. I guarantee you I'll be coming back later on. Okay guys, so I'm actually going to have to take profit. I completely forgot that the CPI data is getting released literally in just over half an hour. So although in normal circumstances I would wait and take the 50 points, I can't right now. I actually need to take profit, because God knows what's going to happen on the CPI data release. So I'm just going to close this. So 29 points, almost 675 euros. So let me just close that So listen, at the end of the day, the space will eventually be filled. The gap will be filled. You know, I completely forgot this morning when I took this trade that the CPI data, and I can't afford to hold this particular position like this, because potentially when the CPI data is released, you know, it's a 50-50. There could be a massive spike, in which case I could take 50 points or more, or there could be a huge pullback. So, you know, luckily enough, I remembered, you know, I actually just put Bloomberg on there literally 5 minutes ago, and I just remembered, oh no, CPI data is out at 1:30 London time. So I did have to close that. You know, I was expecting to take the 50 points. I ended up taking 27. But again, guys, this is a beautiful example of what I'm looking for when I am taking an intraday trade and when I'm looking to trade a gap fill. And again, like I said, look at this. You know, and once this video is released, guys, feel free to check, and I guarantee you the price is going to come up somewhere to this area, 100%. It's a little bit of a shame, because I was expecting to take the 50 points, and I would have taken the 50 points. But at the same point, you know, I'm kind of glad that I remembered about the CPI data being released, because instead of making almost, you know, taking the 27 points, I could have been minus 27. So very, very good example of what I'm looking for when I'm intraday trading, and this is what I'm looking for. Look at this. This gap has to be filled. It simply has to be filled. It's a very, very effective strategy and approach that I use for my intraday trades. So if you want to actually join my Instagram and my private Instagram group, you can DM me at my Instagram Telegram group. Actually, my mind is getting all muddled here, the excitement of the pending CPI. If you want to join my Telegram group, you can DM me on my Instagram, sambora.00, or even if you want to join the Sambora trading community, you can email me at eduardosambora@yahoo.com. But this is a very, very effective approach, a very, very effective strategy to trading, intraday trading. And look at this gap, guys, that has to be filled. It's absolutely huge. Look at it. It's absolutely huge, and I promise you it will be filled. So see you guys again very soon for more videos. I took the 27 points. I thought I would take the 50, but 27 points on a nice big position size is a very, very good return rate.